Hello everyone, I'm Nikita KANOJIYA, a management learner from MIT Business School. And this video is all about measurement and scaling techniques. Now, first of all, what is measurement? Measurement is assigning numbers or other symbols to characteristics of objects according to certain pre-specified rules. It is a three-part process. Number one, selecting observable empirical events. Number two, developing a set of mapping rules. And number three, applying the mapping rules to each selected event. Now, what is mapping rule? Mapping rule is a scheme of assigning a number and symbol to represent aspect of event being measured. These mapping rules has four characteristics. Number one, classification, which implies that we are interested in only categorizing the data. Number two, order, which means we want to rank the data or read them. Number three, distance. In this, the distance between different ranks is measured. And number four, origin. Origin is developed because rank will not specify the complete absence of that particular thing or the property. Therefore, this fourth data will represent where is the absence lies and where is the origin. Next is variable. Variables are classified into two broad categories. Number one, categorical, and number two, quantitative. Categorical is further classified into two categories, nominal and ordinal, and quantitative is further classified into two categories, interval and ratio. Now I will define all the type of scales. First is nominal scale. Nominal scale, a measure that can be used to classify objects or their characteristics into distinctive classes or categories. Like we can take some examples. First, what is your gender, male or female? What is your hair color, brown, black, blonde, grey, and others? And where do you live? North of the equator, south of the equator, neither in the both, etc. This indicates that nominal scale or nominal data is simply a system of assigning number or symbols to events in orders to label them and for the identification become easier. Next is ordinal scales, a measure that involves the ranking of individuals, attitudes, or items along the continuum of the characteristic being scaled. Example, how do you feel today? Very happy, unhappy, okay, happy, or very happy. Next example, how satisfied are you with your job or with your service? Very unsatisfied, somewhat unsatisfied, neutral, somewhat satisfied, or very satisfied. These scales includes identification of nominal scales plus an order or rank. It takes into account relative positions of two or more objects. It only permits ranking highest to lowest. For example, in a class, we have students of different ranks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Difference of marks or of difference of ranks is equal. Can you say that? No. May be possible the second rank holder is having only 1 or 2 marks difference and the fourth rank student is having a difference of 10 marks from third rank holder. Next example can be feelings of somebody. They did not have any technical, they did not have, simply means that ordinal scales do not have any technical numerical significance if we want to calculate the measures of central tendency. If we can calculate mode here. It represents the relative positions of variables. That's why we can calculate median also. And for measure of dispersion, we can use quartile or percentile. And for calculating correlation, rank method can be used. Only non-parametric method we can use in this kind of data. Next is interval scales. Having properties, these scales are having properties of both nominal and ordinal scales, a measure that has equal units of measurement, thus making it possible to interpret not only the order of scales but also the distance between both of them. But they have a rational strength of having the concept of equality of intervals. That is, distance between two ranks is equal. One can interpret not only the order but also the distance. For example, temperature. Suppose we have to measure the temperature of Dehradun, Mumbai, Delhi and Calcutta as 10, 20, 32 and 22. When we take the difference between temperatures of Dehradun and Mumbai, then first we take the difference between the Dehradun and Mumbai, and then we take the difference between Delhi 32 and Calcutta 22. It is again 10. So we can interpret that the difference between the temperature is equal. But can we say that the temperature of Dehradun, which was 10 degree, and the temperature of Mumbai, which was 20 degree, is double than the other? No, we can't say that. 20% is a twice warmer temperature than 10%. It does not have any significance. Why? Because it is an arbitrary region. We do not have an absolute zero here. An absolute zero here. We measure temperature against 0, which is an imaginary point, and 0 represents nothing but the freezing point of water. Next is ratio scales, a measure that has the properties of interval scales, ordinal scales and nominal scale together. Length, height, their 0 means complete absence of length and height, but these kind of scales are not very good for behavioral sciences. We have no absolute figures for measuring attitude or motivation or opinions or feelings. But yes, they facilitate comparison most precise. Almost all statistical data or techniques are usable in these scales. So far, more detailed information we have noticed here that there is an addition of information when we go from lower level to upper level, which means from nominal to ratio. There is a loss of information in this measurement. That's it. Thank you.